Hey! So here's the trick of the day. When you use AI, it'll give you more keywords. So what I did, and this is totally not cheating, this is the nouveau way of finding keywords. So back in the day, what we would do, especially in the classes that we were a part of, is if we found something good, we would pick apart their keywords. But what I do is I'm just like, okay, so video games and violence probably is like psychology or sociology, studies of behavioral social sciences and things like that. So I asked, what are keywords related to the study of video games and violence? And I would say maybe like the type of violence, like firearms or physical abuse or verbal abuse, we can look at as we go because we don't want to narrow ourselves too far so quite yet. But what I did is I found desensitization, just hostile, I don't know. I kind of looked at these keywords and I tried some searches. And you go into the library catalog, so like the main library search and then the advanced search. And we did this in class a lot, probably too much. But what I did is I looked for things where it was part of the title only. And then I had all of those synonyms and related terms. So you were on track. But instead of using a specific kind of violence, I used the keywords just related to violence in general. Because sometimes, did I misspell desensitization? Desens. Oh Lord. My spelling game is weak. That might help if you spell it correctly, Dale. But what I would do is if you're only looking in the title, you know that the articles you're going to get are going to be the best. So you can test out keywords like gun violence. So if we added a new line and it had to have gun violence, let's see if I spelled that right. That means at the end, it means it has any of those things, but it has to have gun violence. I'll go from 1,400 results down to 62. And if I have it in the title, then I might have like too few. Oh, I still got 53. Well, shut my mouth. Maybe that was okay. But if you get rid of that and just rely on ideation, is kind of like ideas are prompted in your head. If you use any of those in the title, then you've got a lot to pick from. Also, you've got historical precedent. So there was, I don't know if, I've never played it, but there's a game called Call of Duty way back in like the 90s or around the 2000s that was like, they were brought before the Senate and they had a congressional hearing and things like that. So you can go and look. In this one, there might be whole books about it. But a lot of them are probably going to be talking about, oh yeah, there's the hearing before the subcommittee. But you can see that some of these books are going to be like really old. So like, gosh, I don't know when that was published. So you can see it might benefit you to sort by date newest. Sometimes when you find too few scholarly articles, it means that no new research has been brought out. So here you can see maybe there's interventions that worked really well, or maybe they determined that there wasn't a correlation. Maybe there's like causation, correlation somewhere in there. But how do we get around that? So if we have these, if this looks like a good search, then we can start going into the social sciences databases. There's two that I'm going to show you. I can't remember if we used these in class, but they're on the pull-down menu. One is sociology, sociological abstracts, and you can do the advanced search. And this one has a lot of peer-reviewed articles, but this one, we can specifically look for stuff that's happened. And you get if there's like a video game that's being blamed, you can even, let's ask Gemini. What video game titles get picked on the most for violent content? And then you could maybe put those in there too. Oh, Grand Theft Auto. So that's another way you could develop them too. And on this one, I'm just going to look in the abstract, not the title, because now I've tested my keywords and we're good to go. And I'm looking for peer-reviewed. And let's see something that's happened in the last 3 years. So like the post-pandemic era. Only sociology. So this is looking at societies, public policy, law, trying out stuff. And there's 21. But this might, oh yeah, there we go. There's some of the gender you were looking for. There's younger people. I don't know if it would, I mean, you could put as another keyword, you could test out those different ones. Gender. And you could see there was 9, or you could modify the search and you could do firearms or rifles or guns. And that's how you could narrow down in that regard. Another one is a darling of mine that I love is PAIS International, because these are people that have examined these things. Hey, cool, it ported over. Oh, it kind of ported over. I was hoping for it to carry my keywords over, but it didn't all the way. But PAIS is case studies, scholarly case studies, of actual policies that have been put into place. Oh, let's look at all of them. So if somebody is accusing a video game of suggesting this, that, or the other thing, these are the things that have been implemented in policies. Oh, I didn't think of bullying. Screen time, bullying. Again, on this one, if it gets too loaded down, you could just go to the title if there was too many to sift through. Then we know that that's the most important thing. Legislating, yeah, this is the old one. The politics of confusion. There seems to be a little bias. Ooh, M-rated video games. So it might be that you just have to back away from the specificity of the violence. Let me know how it goes. And thanks for reaching out.